Hey there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. This is a 2003 Toyota Caldina GT4. That's a four-wheel drive, turbocharged, four-cylinder from Toyota. And at the time that this came out, it was the sportiest Toyota that you can buy because this was after the Celica had finished. And this kind of is like a Celica station wagon. In fact, it carries the same chassis code, the ST. This is an ST 246, which is one generation past the final version of the Celica, which was an ST 205. Now the Caldina only comes in automatic transmission, which is a shame, but it is a very cool station wagon. Kind of station wagon version of the Celica GT4. I love it so much. And unfortunately, we haven't sold too many of them, so this is a nice treat for me. It's the 3SGTE engine, and being the final version of it, gets 260 horsepower, whereas in the Celica, it's 245. So you get a top mount intercooler. It's a 2-liter, 4-cylinder with a big turbo on it. It runs coil and plug ignition. This one is the N edition. The N edition gets some special features like top strut tower bar, Recaro seats, and the rear viscous LSD, whereas the non-N edition didn't come with that. So this is a post-purchase inspection video. This vehicle has already been sold, well, sort of sold. It was bought on behalf of a customer in Canada for export there under the 15-year rule. Now the oil and the coolant both look to be okay. AC works. This is the final version of this engine. The 3S has been an engine since 1986 and was kind of part of Toyota's racing history back in the 80s. Just going to turn the engine off here because we have no reason to keep it running. Engine running condition, no problems at all, no weird smokes, no weird smells or sounds. And I'll close the hood here. The N edition, here's something fun, is called that because of Naruse was the last name of the guy who invented the GT4s back in the 80s with the first generation Celica. Okay, now this one bought from auction. I don't have an auction sheet. Somebody forgot to give it to me, so I got it on my phone here. And so let's see if we can translate the micro version, no Wi-Fi, micro version of the auction sheet here. So it's a 2003 Caldina GT4, 2000cc, auction rate 4 with an interior B, and pardon the dirty fingers here, toll collection box, aftermarket audio, sunroof on this one, which this color with the sunroof, cool focus camera, yes. I think it looks great. Great color with the sunroof. Okay, now it says the timing belt was changed in 2018 at 97,202 kilometers. So that was just recently. What does this say? Oh no. Original front bumper and grille comes with the car. I'll show you that in a second. Interior is dirty, underside surface rust. Paint peeling on the duct here, misaligned front bumper, big scratches on the front, but otherwise the body is pretty good with some peeling on the back there. That's on the back spoiler. Okay, so overall pretty good condition. It's good to see a good condition one of these going over to Canada. I think the more people know about these cars, the more they're going to like them. This is an aftermarket front bumper, so a little bit more aggressive than normal. But I always thought that it looks really good with those really angry headlights, angular styling. And this hood vent here is an original piece for the GT4 version of it. You can see the peeling paint there. But if you look inside there, it's actually darker on camera than it is in real life. You can kind of see the honeycomb in there with the grill slats. Makes it look like it's an authentic one. Toyota, I don't know why they did this, but they made a whole bunch of fake top mount intercooler grills or like hood vents on some of their cars, like the Tundra and I think maybe the Tacoma, and they just look stupid to me. And so this one's an authentic one, and you can see right inside. I think it's the same color paint as was on the Echo hatchback in North America. I think it's a really good looking color paint, especially when it first came out. So original suspension and original wheels. The N edition gets lower suspension, and I think I was going to say sway bars, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. I have to go in my brain and search out that little piece of information. Okay, so as a whole, looks good. It's a very, very steeply raked windshield. Let's have a look. And so it gives it a very sporty side shot. There we go. And the fact that they made this as a station wagon just makes me so happy. The earlier version of the Caldina, actually they had a 260 horsepower version of the Caldina at the same time as they had the 245 horsepower Celica, but it didn't look very cool, not like this. Very cool. Okay, so the front bumper, we're having a little bit of like aftermarket bumper syndrome. If you look at the grille there, it's kind of warping. And that's something that you'll sometimes see on aftermarket bumpers because it's thinner material than stock, or is maybe not engineered to withstand the heat. You can see the ripples here and a little bit in here as well. Headlights are cloudy, as you can see. And then the front bumper, I think that the lip at the bottom looks really good, but because it is fairly low, it's prone to getting hit. And it did get hit here. This is what the auction sheet called an A3. So from here to right until the end, there's a scratch. It's been painted with touch-up paint. It's not that visible until you get up close, but it is there. Now the front bumper doesn't have that many rock chips or anything. And then here you can see on both sides, it's kind of like this, a little bit misaligned, as the auction sheet said. Okay, going down the side, you can see nice clean side panels. No drama with big dents or scratches. The auction sheet says A1 here and there, which is a very small scratch. Nothing worth mentioning on that side. And then on the back bumper here, you can see the fade on the top. They called it peeling, but it looks like fade to me. Cool aggressive tail lights. And a scuff there. And an ouch there. And, oh, maybe this is what they're talking about with the peeling. Yeah, that makes sense. And I got a little bit more here. Now, I've already got pictures of all of those to go along with this report. And I just remembered that the hood has a fairly deep scratch on it right there. Okay, sunroof. And into the back section here. Now, the trunk's not huge, but maybe twice the size of a Mark IV Volkswagen Golf. This comes way up so you don't bonk your head. And then it has this cover piece that is removable, but otherwise pretty deep. Spare tire is inside here, along with lint brush and carpet cleaner. Oh, more rolls. Now this is the smelliest car inside in a good way. Sort of. It has more air fresheners than I've ever seen in my life. You got to check this out. Now, it doesn't look like the vehicle's been smoked in heavily, if at all, but we have air freshener city in here. Let's see if we can take all of these out. Oh, it's difficult to fit out. So we got some Blang. Some more Blang. It's like a collection. Verteza. And more Blang. Now, that looks like a lot of air freshener, doesn't it? And we'll come back to the interior in a second, but that's not the end of the air freshener adventure. We have Blang. And I'm going to put all of these into our company car, and then Mike's going to be like, what are you doing? They're all used up. It's like this liquid that comes through the wick, and then, yeah. So, yeah, very fresh, but really not fresh. Okay, so the interior, the Recaro seats for the N Edition are nice seats, but unfortunately they sit a little bit high. And then you can't put them down anymore. Minnie Mouse seat covers. Definitely a man's car. And you can do lumbar support here, which is kind of a callback to the 8.6 because the original 8.6 has had that as well. But I'd really like the seat to have adjustability for how high you have it. So for me, these seats are not going to do it. I do very much like how the tilt back is roller so that you can have infinite adjustments. And as a 4-door, you never have to move that again once you set it. You can put it in the perfect position, and then you don't have to bring it forward, lose your perfect position when you're going to put it back. We got some wear on the seat. You can see there. And a little bit more over here. But I do very much like the looks of them and the fact that they say Recaro on a car that is otherwise a grocery getter, if you know what I mean. Power folding mirrors, power windows. The windows are fast. Oh, they won't go down without the key in there. Let's put the key in. Okay, gauge set is pretty normal looking. You can see there. Some stuff stuck to the dashboard there. I guess kind of a cool looking center stack. I think it's kind of dumb looking. Reminds me a bit of the Altezza. I think it was probably designed by the same person. Not that they look exactly the same, but it's kind of like, what can we do to the interior to make it look snazzy while continuing to use the same standard materials? And so you see like hard plastic here. This is a softer piece, but you do have to worry about dashboards like warping or cracking. I don't think it's a problem with this car though. Got a bit of peeling with the top of the steering wheel there. Here's the aftermarket Navi unit. It's actually playing music right now. Don't do that. Toll collection box. And there's a turbo timer installed on this, but I couldn't figure out where it was. The turbo timer keeps the engine running for a bit to cool the turbo down by cycling oil through it. Floor mats are quite dirty. Needs to be cleaned. And going into the back. Oh, look at how much space you get. I did not realize you got so much rear leg room. This seat is not even in the full back position, but that's where I keep it, which I usually have the seat in the full back position, and so that's nice. Easy to get into because of a low sill there, and an appropriate seat height, plus lots of room. I love this. And what's this? Oh, you can move these things, but I don't know what it does. Oh, I know. This is your pinch, your pinch and your lateral support. I think that's what it's called. So the side bolsters, you can move them to be more pinch or less pinch, which is perfect because these are quite deep and they could be uncomfortable for different size people. Okay, freshest car in the world. Okay, so that is that. Toyota Caldina. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, please let us know. You can check out our website. There's a link to that in the description. So thank you everyone for watching and have a nice day.